Hi, welcome to a new unboxing and quick analysis. Today will be a new FeiLun product. Well, I'm very surprised because this brand is more known for the boat, the Excellence FT007, 009, 10, and recently the huge model brushless 50 centimeters long FT011. But now I will present more a quadcopter. So they're also producing some quadcopter, and this is their first brushless racer, so-called Chaser FPV. This is the exact FX127 one. Okay, so it's a 250mm quadcopter size, branded by FeiLun. You can recognize. Today I will unbox the RRTF model, but you have a full RTF version as well. So this model came without any receiver, battery and transmitter. Anyway, it's including a 5.8 GHz FPV system and, good news, a small OSD. Let's open the box. Okay, so basic box for transportation. Well, okay. No, it was this side, and you will find the instruction manual in English from mid-February 2016, so not so long. Well, the basic instruction, you have also the same for the RTF model, so but you will find the main characteristics. So, for example, with the LiPo battery, actually, they provide a 1600 milliamps hours model in the RTF packaging. It's close to 500 grams, and you have some 20 ampere ESC, could be good. I don't know if they can support 4S LiPo, but you have a simple 600 TVL FPV camera. I'd probably a CMOS sensor, and probably in their PAL format. So you have the different wiring, I will show in a few instants, as well the frequency table for the video transmitter. This is the part dedicated, for example, for the radio. And for the RTF, you have a small video FPV screen, and this one is able to record thanks to a SD micro card. Your FPV session, it's always pretty good. You have the how to use the FPV screen and the different connections. So it comes with the CC3D board. It means that you have to configure everything if you want. Thanks to OpenPilot software, run session software, I will also present the different default parameters associated with this FPV racer. So here is the box. So as I said, a simple RTF. I will start with this one. You have just probably some props. Yes, I've got some spare props. There are exactly some, if I can read carefully, some 5-inch models, some 50-45 to be more precise. Okay, some orange color here, and also, well, on the bottom you can find also another set of also 5-inch, if I can read carefully. Yes, some 50-45 as well. So you can have two sets of props, and here is the quadcopter. Well, if I manage to release it, yes. Okay, from this box. So the first feeling, you have a full carbon element structure. That's pretty good. Okay, and yes, it was like this. So so here is the quadcopter. First of all, I will give the weight without any battery install. Mine came without any batteries, so in RTF. So out of the box, this quadcopter scale 353 grams. Okay, let's add the weight of the props. So it's 365. Okay, I will make immediately the to test if the structure is made in carbons. So I will make a conductivity test in order to know, to identify it's a real 3 key carbon. Okay. Yes, no problem. You can hear the beep. So at least arms are in carbon, so everything is in carbon. So it's a first good news, a full structure, 3 key carbon based. You have this first plastic covering the upper part. Okay, here the camera. This one is in very basic plastic, where it's written the Chather FPV, the brand somewhere. And well, first maybe drawbacks, this system is only attached with a simple rubber band, okay? So versus time, it will be dry and broke versus time, so you will need a set of spare rubber band versus time. You have the linear antenna associated background, XT60 connector, small LEDs, okay, that's pretty cool. And this frame is remind me a lot of a kind of Wasp 280, the same kind of, or recently a recent review also the Lisa RM Kill 270, seems same kind of similarities, but the arms are pretty solid as you can see. So I will give the thickness of it. More than a long speech, it's better to give basic information like this. So there are 3 millimeters, sounds to be, yes, 3 millimeters arms, so that's pretty good. You have also on the bottom side, I hope you can see, you have the banana plug, okay, so you can really easily change your motors, okay, disconnect from the ESC. On the bottom part, you can find all the plug coming from the flying controlling board. One of them, for example, the middle one is the camera to plug your camera. This one is coming from your video transmitter, if I'm not wrong. This one for a receiver, and you have the main receiver plug here coming from your CC3D board. You have a free plug, I don't know what it's used for, but anyway. What I can say that motors are some 22 type, 2204 to be more precise, 2300 kV. I can give the, for example, the shaft diameters, okay, so probably some 5 millimeters, but I will confirm that. Yes, they are 5 millimeters, okay, so very classic circular shaft, very basic, so it means that you can adapt any kind of 5 meter shaft. The big question, is it 6-inch compatible? I will give this information, okay, probably in the review, okay, the written review in RC groups, because I don't have with me, close to me, some 5-inch props, but 6-inch props, but it seems that already some 5-inch are very close to the structure, so I don't think it will be 6-inch compatible, okay. Well, by default, I already work a bit on it. The default frequency of the 32-channel video transmitter, it's a 200 milliwatts capacities. It's set on the E4, okay, the lower frequency in the broadcast band. I will give you in few instants the FPV display to show you how the quality. And the good news, I say there is an horizon line, a noisy information. That's pretty cool. So let's open a little bit the top canopy. So you have to remove this rubber band, ready, and you will find a set, a lot of plug. For example, the plug coming from your receiver, okay, and the other to connect, for example, another type of GR receiver. You have a lot of. What I don't really like is the attached, thanks to a zip ties, the linear antenna directly on it. It means that you cannot really install another one, okay, because you will have to cut first the zip tie and install another one. So probably a drawback, but here, this is a TS5823, a 200 milliwatt video transmitter. So I hope it will be more or less clean free from the interferences. On the bottom part, I hope you can see, you can find a rubber band to avoid that the battery is leaking in it. So you insert the battery. Here is a 2000, I can't remember well. You know, it's a 1600, so the same kind of model that they offer. And can see it's already very good to insert. It's pretty easy, and it don't slip at all. That's pretty good. Okay, so for example, with the same kind of LiPo they're assumed to offer, this quadcopter, well, sorry, scales, weights, something like close to 500 grams to be, it's exactly, maybe, okay, 501.2 gram, 502 grams. So, well, it's a little bit heavy, but it could be more for a 250 millimeter quadcopter size. Okay, so now I will show the FPV quality associated with the 600 TVL camera and the built-in OSD. Okay, so now I will test the FPV signal. So first of all, I will power the FeiLun FX127. Okay, and the FPV monitor should be set on the default E4 frequency. Okay, so I will tune it. Okay, so now it's, as you can see, here is a signal, very clean, and now you can notice there is an artificial line with all the information displayed. It's pretty cool. You have the current amount of remaining voltage. That's cool. You have the mode of your flight mode actually. Okay, and the horizon light, and actually the pitch and roll, and the actual statement if you are armed or not. The FPV camera in light precision in the average, not fantastic, and I found that there are some maybe yes, so it could be better in my point of view. The field of view is something like 120 degrees. Yes, the light adaptation speed could be a little bit improved, a little bit slow in my point of view, but the display is not so bad for a 600 TVL camera. Okay, so now I will also show the default parameters of OpenPilot, and also install a receiver, probably a FirSky model. First of all, before to connect to OpenPilot, I would like to show you one nice features. The front FPV camera can be oriented positively, so you will need an Allen key. Okay, it's an M2 X screw, if I'm not wrong, or M2.5, and you can gently adapt the orientations, okay, by unscrewing first these two and you can set, as you can see, the orientation according to your preference. So for me, should be good enough. Okay, so in these cases, you will be able to adapt perfectly to your how you fly FPV more or less aggressively. Okay, so it's a pretty good. Now I will connect to OpenPilot. And also try to show you the default parameters, and try to connect a CPPM receiver, a FirSky D4R2. Okay, so this step is dedicated to the configuration, well, to see the default configuration in OpenPilot. So you will need this micro USB plug to your quadcopter, ending with the normal USB. And you will need to install the version of OpenPilot compatible with the CC3D board. Be aware the last version is no more, so it's clearly written on the download page of OpenPilot. You have to read CC3D supporting board. So now you will plug your quadcopter to your USB port, and after run the OpenPilot. Okay, so it will take a couple of seconds. But everything should be done immediately. So if you go to the flight data, for example, you should read very fast that now you can see the quadcopter moving with a different axis. So let's go to the more important part of the configuration. Here are the default settings. Okay, receiver port in disable, actually plus one shot. Flexi port in telemetry, main port in DSM. Okay. This one in USB telemetry, and no virtual port. Hardware, the classic quadcopter layout, motor layout. The first one is the front left, the second is the front right, and so on. Concerning the channel assignment, the first four are associated with the first channel. So channel 1, 2, 3, 4, no problem. The main novelty is the flight mode. Here you have 3 positions, 1, 2, 3. The horizon mode is this one, the air mode is this one, so to make a pirouettes, okay, manual flight, and the pure FPV acro mode is the third one. Here are the other values. One shot 127 is supported. Nothing special here. You can have the different bank in the different settings. Okay. So, for example, in more advanced view, okay, you have the different value of the PIDs, proportional. Bank 1, sorry. So for the bank 1, bank 2, and bank 3. Okay, and other are classic camera stabilization. There are no camera, and the PIDs. Okay, so it was the default values. Now I will try to configure FeiSky D4R2 receiver in CPPM mode. Hi, welcome to this new part dedicated to the installation of a FeiSky DR2 from FeiSky. So compared to the former video, last part, I already pre-installed the receiver into the front part. Everything is okay, and I remove all unnecessary extra cable, okay, the GR cable and so on. So in order to save some weight and to make the installation more clean, I also install, thanks to some 2 zip ties, the antenna in front, okay, and also change the linear antenna to a more clover leaf. The video transmitter is have a FP-eSIM connector. So the first step will be to plug your micro USB to your FeiLun FX127, then to your port, USB port, then run the OpenPilot software, okay, and if everything is okay, you should have something like this where you can you are able to see the modification. Okay, so another important tool you will have, be sure to do this all these steps without any prop install. It's very important to remove all props. Okay, so we will have also to need a radio. Here, associated with the FeiSky receiver, you will need something with the CC2000 RF chip. So you need, if you need you use a Devo controller with Deviation TX, you need such RF chip inside. So we will start the wizard, okay, the basic wizard. So we'll start, okay, press the next, and if you need to upgrade the firmware, or you can, if not, you can directly click on next. And next again, and we will choose some PPM receiver here. Okay, it's rebooting the quadcopter. Okay, takes a couple of seconds, and we will of course choose a multi-router profile. The motor layout are CC3D, are 1 for front left, 2 for front right, and so on. Is different from clean flight or best flight, for example. And we will choose the one-shot ESC here. Okay, so this is a novelty, one-shot here. Okay, so we will need to make some manipulation with the battery. So we can calculate some stuff, okay, for to calibrate sensors. Take a couple of seconds. Okay, when it's done, click on next, and now here is the ESC calibration. So right click the 3 checkbox here. Okay, be sure that the LiPo is not plugged, then press on start. You can power the quadcopter, wait the end of this music. When it's done, you can click on stop and wait again the end of the music and this value decreasing. Okay, when the music stopped, you can unplug your battery. Okay, so click on next. Now we will have to plug again the battery. So plug again your battery. If you want to save some power, you can momentarily disconnect the video transmitter, okay, to save some LiPo. So we will reconnect the XT60 connector, then click on start and move the value until that the motor is spinning, the front left. So okay, stop. Okay, click on next. Click on start. Something around. Okay, so it's okay. Next, the start. It's okay, this one, start. Next, start. Okay, stop, it's okay. Next. So we will choose some profile. Why not this one from a DMR250, okay, or a QAV? It's up to you. So you will apply some different PID setting associated with. So click next. We can save already these settings, the current settings, okay. It will probably reboot the board. Okay. And now we will do the transmission without. So, okay, we will turn on the transmitter. Of course, you will have to pre-bound the receiver with your transmitter. So, as you can see, I've got solid LEDs on the FreeSky receiver, so it's bound for sure. Let's start the transmitter setup. So, you will disarm first the procedure, okay, and you will have to click next here. Then select acro, mode 2 for me, next, and then move the stick, okay, like indicated, and now the flight mode will be this one for me, accessories will be this one, and I don't have any other, so they are not working, so I will click on next to skip twice. Okay, so now I have to center all the sticks like this. Okay, and click on next. Now you will have to move all the stick. Should be okay now. We will check that everything is okay. Throttle. Correct. 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 So click next and next again. So now we can save. So we can propose to arm the quadcopter in your right. Okay. So we can save. So now it's not completely over. We have to return to the hardware, and by default you have a telemetry on main port, but it's not the main port, it's installed on the Flexi port. Okay, so disable the telemetry on main port and enable it on the Flexi port. You can save. Now you will be able to receive the OSD and to update the OSD information in real time. So it should be okay. Let's check that. On the RC input, we will try to harm the quadcopter. Sometimes it takes a couple of seconds. Okay, should harm. If it's not harming, you will proceed the okay, because maybe the lower value is not okay. So maybe you have to adjust your endpoints to be sure, or to represent the calibration of the transmitter. But this is the basic step to do. Okay. So one word I noticed about the in flight with the FeiLun FX127. I noticed as soon as you harm the quadcopter, the video transmitter is changing its frequency. It's completely strange, annoying. So by default it was set on the E4, but as soon as you're harming the quadcopter, it turned into E1. It's completely unexpectable for me. Okay, so I will investigate this point. So now I will conclude about this FeiLun FX127. It's a pretty nice packaging. Okay, everything is a pure carbon. You have CC3D board. Okay, you have strong motors, a good FPV part with noisy information displaying. That's pretty good, but maybe some. I suspect that the back is not delivering enough power for both the FPVs, USD, and probably for the video transmitter. It's still under investigation. Okay, expect some flight videos as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.